Morning land of YouTube. This is Donnie Costick getting a little bit of a jump start today. It's amazing what this phone does to the lighting in the background. I mean, to me, it's like twilight, like dim lit, and this phone just picks up and amplifies the hell out of it. So I don't know if you guys can hear in the background. I have crickets, I have dogs, and I have roosters. And so the highway too, background noise, just paying attention to it. And we go through life with such an immense amount of distractions, and our minds automatically pick up and dismiss all these distractions immediately. And oops, I forgot my drink. And the video, get that, the video made me remember my drink. I don't have a drink in my hand, and I'm right here by my vehicle, and my vehicle happens to have so my van is a Sprinter, and it runs on, all the electronics on the inside that are isolated from the chassis, like the fan, the lighting in the back, and the fridge and the 2,000 watt inverter. They're all running on solar. So I have a 200 amp hour lithium bank, and then actually it's more than, it's like 250 amp hour because I have another battery in there. I put in series. You're not supposed to mix and match. I did it. It works. Whatever. It's mainly you don't mix and match due to you don't want your one battery overcharging or undercharging. So yeah, the stronger the battery. And so yeah, that's my little fridge. In any case, the video made me remember my drink, right? And I'm getting to this point of our mind, or everybody's mind walking around, automatically taking in all this crazy ass external data and then dismissing it. And now I think with our focus in life, what happens is a lot of that goes by the wayside immediately to where we do not even recognize it anymore. We're no longer aware of our current surroundings. And through practiced measures that anyone can take part in, we can reunite with our consciousness in a way of becoming more aware of our surroundings through observation in all of the senses. And that takes us to a place of in ourselves, childlike awe. Because the childlike awe mentality is that of being a newborn. You're on the ground, you're observing things with your eyes, you look at a little patch of ground and you're just into it. And there's worms and there's bugs and little tiny layers and levels. I know I did that as a child. I don't know how, hopefully I'm reminding someone of a time where they were just thoroughly in awe of their surroundings as a little person. And the other day my son, he comes running up to me. I was at a workplace with a friend of mine. We were in a vacant home doing handyman work, and our sons were in the background in the backyard playing. And there's windows, so we're kind of keeping an eye on them, but the backyard's fenced off. They can't go anywhere. They're just two little guys, 6 and 4. And Michael comes running up to me with a worm in utter awe. He's like, "Daddy, look what I found." And the worm's just hanging out in his hand, and I was like, "That is so cool, Michael. Do you know what he is?" And I tell him that he's a worm, and that the worm has a really good job in the soil decomposing things. And we want to make sure we put him back where we found him so he can continue his job. And it was just an amazing moment, like, for me and him. Like, his amazing moment was my amazing moment. And I love it because it takes me to a place of presence, realizing that if we reunite with that childlike awe in every respect and every walk of life, and we are observing our surroundings versus letting everything get dismissed, we are present. And that's the present state of mind I wish to convey to every single individual that's willing to watch a video and not be, scared by some unknown factor, which is also thinking ahead. Too many people get in their head and they like to think somebody's going to say something, and they like to think that it already happened, and they get all this wrapped up in their head, forward motion going on. And it's sad because half the time those fears are invalid, and they were just that. They were fears. The shit that was going to happen in your head never fucking happened out loud. And so everybody's wrapped up in some kind of ongoing fear project with their own mind, just for themselves. And I say, there's a statement, to thine own self be true. And that applies to this situation right now. And if you can't truly see your surroundings, you can't truly hear the bird chirping. You can't truly feel or smell the dew. As in, you just dismiss it and cover up with layers because you're trying to incubate your body at a certain temperature that is not natural because you don't know what your surroundings are. And I say that coming to you with a sweater on for the first time. I wear it for style, not for any other reason. I don't get cold. I got videos of me going in really, really cold water through ice and shit like that because I've gone to extremes with my body knowing I can do it. Now that's not true for everybody. If someone unpracticed just jumps right into ice, I mean like really cold alpine ice water, and there's a chance they could go into hypothermia, shock, all kinds of bullshit. So I would tiptoe into those waters if I were you. Me, I'm a different kind of individual. I just ran right in the first time ever, ran right out into it, and I'm like, oh, that's hot. And if you've ever been in cold water that feels hot, it might be a bad idea. That's your body saying, ow, this hurts. So you get all those receptors and signals to your brain. Those receptors are like, you're gonna die, dude. Don't do it. And I'm like, more endorphins, please. And I go for the rush. I've always loved adrenaline. It's one of my favorite drugs. And all through life, it's carried me into I wouldn't say bad situations. I've done some things that I regret. My body's, only a body, right? And that makes me in a way of human fragility that I'm aware of. At least we've got good technology nowadays. It's like, we have the technology. We can rebuild you. And then later on when I need a knee, a carpenter goes to work, cuts off the fucking top of the bone with the skill saw, and puts the new parts on that are aftermarket parts with an impact. I've seen some videos. If you haven't seen a fucking knee replacement or something like that, watch it. It's fucking gruesome. It's like, holy shit, this is a fucking carpenter for the body. And like he's rebuilding a human with parts that he ordered off of fucking Amazon or some shit. Oh God. Oh, the stupid shit that comes out of my mouth, right? Oh my God, this bird in the background is like, hey, I'm here too. It's singing me a little lullaby. Well, it's not lulling me to sleep anyways. It's more like lulling me awake, because I like to simultaneously, as I'm doing this video, walking with this narrative that I have in my mind, I'm really, really present with all of my surroundings. Be it these flowers on the ground that are super vibrant and beautiful. They're just little wildflowers. Be it an odd remembrance of the coast with these bushes. So I have like triggered childhood memories within my surroundings because this is an area that I grew up in, and I can't recreate those, I can't recreate those conditions in another area. So like Dorothy says, there's no place like home. And it really isn't. I mean, there's other places that can be similar. You can always have memories of home, but then once you're away from it, it's like that whole out of sight, out of mind mentality. I believe that that's true for a lot of us because, once you change your conditions or your surroundings, there's a real good chance that the other things won't be triggered as often as, like, literally, they won't be triggered. So you might have remembrance around your house in photos. And so you're like in the background, you're always getting that. I think that's another really good way to kind of, if you're in a different area, to bring your home with you. So your home's wherever you go, right? I'm really, really super intently grateful to be able to share this ideology, my mindset, with anybody that's willing to listen. And it's not really any kind of an attempt to do anything. It's like me getting shit off of my chest. Like I'm just sharing me with the world or whoever is willing to investigate into this video. And I've found that this is the best way currently for me to live. Now that may not be true for everyone. It's good. Everyone has their own different path, right? But my path may not be for everybody. Maybe everybody doesn't want to be present because, well, they've had enough of life, and or they've already found out this is the way I survive. I say fuck surviving. That's a fucking dumbass idea of slavery in a way. Because if you're surviving, or you have a substance in your life that you have every day, for me that felt like slavery. Because if I went to take away the substance, whatever it was, and it had me by the balls, to where there's a craving and oh my God, I need this back because I don't have it. And that can be with anything in life. That can be relationships. That can be that could be like getting removed from society in a sense. That could be anything like that. And you're like, oh my God, I want it back. I need it back now. And then say you do that and you actually commit to no longer wanting to be a slave to the idea or substance, whatever it is. And you've gone through that so many times that you're well practiced at it. I personally feel invincible in the respect that I don't have anything that I'm a slave to. So then I turn to myself and I realize, well, kinda now I'm a slave to myself. In a way that if I'm a slave to myself, am I my self-master? As in an owner of myself? Now, if I take ownership for myself and I'm responsible for everything that I do, wow, what power is there? And then deeper things that I'm not going to get into with you right now on this video. It's like deep doo-doo. Who really wants to step in shit? But who really wants to wake up to the idea that they've been sinking in it up to their eyeballs their whole entire existence? Wow, what a concept. And I say that shit creek, or that like shit sand, which would be like quicksand, but shit sand. That concept is a really good fertilizer for forward motion if one can transform all of that into a positive outlook on life. And if we take our our past, and we use it as fertilizer for our future, and we marry the two in the present, and we're here because we know that both past and future are not real. So our current actions are the only thing that define us. Now I know I'm a badass motherfucker because, well, I've learned from both respects. If I've learned from both the past and the future, and I marry it to the present, and my forward motion is none other than excellence, then I'm excellent, period. I am stating that. Now, if I have that as a goal and a mind frame to be amazing, then I am amazing. Now, if I was on substance and I'm choosing the lesser of all evils, then I am the lesser of all evils. Don't you get it? Like, it's this dumbass analogy that everybody wants to live in their head versus really living. And so we get trapped in like this prison mentality of even Christians or other religions, and they're praying for divine guidance, they're praying for direction, and then you hear a Creed song blast on the radio, and he says, I keep on praying, and it confirms I've created my own prison. What? He knew. He's like, I'm asking, I'm trying to force, I'm doing this directional path. I'm up every day and I'm praying for God's will. And I'm up every day and I'm praying for direction. And, oh, please take the wheel. Well, I'm telling everyone, take your own fucking wheel and steer. Because no one else is going to steer it for you. Oh, they will, though. I'm sorry. You can put your life in the hands of others, and then they're human. And they're manipulative. And they're mean. And they're cruel. Or they're really pure of heart. And they're good. So you got to be careful who you really trust your confidence to. Because you put yourself in the wrong hands, they'll fucking steal your life away in a half a second. People are ruthless. I've seen it all throughout history. People building a fucking human carcass ladder to the top. Just walking on one back, off of the other back, off of the other back, all the way up to the top. I like to think that there's a noose up there. And I'm like, you know what, motherfucker? Use it. Because you're a hollow piece of shit human that used other humans to get where you are. Right on the backs of others. That's like some corporate landscape. So, am I here to tear the building down? Kinda. Why not tear it down from within? Just right, one person walking around. That's a badass motherfucking mentality, right? Infect every single person with truth. Versus some bullshit ass lie or excuse to trust in some unseen, invisible force that really dwells within us all. Ain't that some fucking shit? And with that, I'm just going to tell you all, I love you. Be good. Stay up. If you watch this video to fruition and you want to leave a comment saying, I watched this video fully, Donnie, that'd be sweet. If you got any questions and you're really intrigued with the nature of my mind, hit me up, get at me. I'm willing to answer the phone and chat. Today I got a lemon lime. I realized during my other video, I didn't even take a sip until I was done with the video. I was like, yeah, I should take a sip of my drink. I open it, I walk all the way to fucking halfway to Sebastopol and back because I had a time limit. Today I'm going all the way because I have the extra time. I made a mistake the other day and I had some caffeine around 4:30 because working, and I felt really drained, and I had a close to a 2-hour transit back. And my day starts really early. My day starts on the dot at 5. Today was a little bit before 5. I was up at like 4:15 or so. Got started early. And it kind of counterbalanced the offset from getting started at 6 the day that I ended up sleeping in due to the caffeine keeping me up until right around, oh man, it was really close to midnight, and I was able to turn off finally. Caffeine and me have a sensitive relationship. I can have caffeine in the morning, and by the end of the day, it's crashed. If I have it Around 12, that's okay too if I really need it. If I didn't have a high enough intake in the morning. But if I do it in the late afternoon, trying to combat like a sugar crash or something like that, in which case I was, because I had sugar the night before. Normally I don't, but I had a slice of apple pie to break up this ketosis thing I got going on. Because, you know, I see I shouldn't stay in a high burn pattern constantly. That's probably not healthy to stress my body like that. So I consume sugar every once in a while. And then I see the ill effects immediately, like the sugar, and then the crash the next day, and then the craving for more. And internally I'm craving a sugary soda or something like that. So I reach for something that I know is better for me, which has no sugar in it. And it's actually got natural ingredients and a boost to pick me up because of how down I'm feeling. I'm aware of all that. That's pretty fucking sweet, right? I think everybody should be really aware of their current surroundings in a measure of every single aspect of their life. Are you willing to go there with me? I don't know. We'll find out, huh? All right, land of YouTube, stay up, stay lit, bring the light, love, and infect people with happiness now, today, because there's no time like now to do it. You can't plan on doing it down the road, like I'm going to become a better person later. No. Do it now. Go love someone. They need it. This whole fucking world needs it. Peace.